Hey everybody, welcome back to BK's Bullets. Today we're going to take a look at this, Superman, the City of Tomorrow, massive trade paperback, volume 1. Hey everybody, welcome back to BK's Bullets. As always, I'm your host, Brent, and we're going to be taking a look through the Superman City of Tomorrow trade paperback, volume 1, by Joe Kelly, Jeff Loeb, Mark Millar, with some art by Doug Mahnke, Ed McGuinness, and others. But before we do that, please, I'd like you to please do one thing for me. Subscribe. Helps me out, helps the channel grow, lets you know when I drop new videos. Now on with the show. So, I have not read any of these stories yet. That's why I picked this up. I have volumes 1 and 2, so we're going to have an overview of volume 2 up as a video as well, coming soon, if it's not already out by the time you're watching this. So this is like a lot of Superman comics from the Y2K era of comic books. You got issues of Action Comics, Adventures of Superman, Superman, and Superman the Man of Steel in here. So they're pretty much still doing the triangle years. Not quite the triangle years, but it's still one major continuous story flowing from book to book to book. So if you were picking up weekly comics at that time, I was not. It flows from week to week to week. So one issue would start a story and then it would flow into the next week with a new writer and a new artist. So this collects Action Comics 760 to 763, so 4 issues basically of each title. Adventures of Superman 573 to 576, Superman 151 to 154, Superman Man of Steel 95 to 98, and a Superman Y2K special. So yeah, Jeff Loeb, Mike McKone does a lot of these pencils in here. And this is also where I think Ed McGuinness gets his start on the Superman books, probably with this next issue. Stuart Immonen doing like his classical style, not really his stuff he was doing over at Marvel with Fear Itself and Ultimate Spider-Man. This is his, what he's doing with Secret Identity and Mark Waid back in the day. So you got Doug Mahnke doing pencils here. The only problem with this book is it doesn't tell you which artist does what. It gives you the cover, which is nice, but it doesn't tell you which issue you're reading right now. And then it gives cover credits on the opposite page here. Phil Jimenez did this cover. He's doing a couple of these covers here. But you got Doug Mahnke doing the interiors. So I think from here, I want to say he does these issues of Superman and then jumps over into the JLA stuff. It could be backwards. Maybe he did JLA before this, but I think I remember him doing JLA after his run on these Superman books. So there's a lot of stuff in here. I don't recognize any of these villains. The back did say, I think it's in this issue, the first appearance of Imperiex is in here, which is important if you've read the Our Worlds at War storyline. And I didn't know that Our Worlds at War was not the first appearance of Imperiex. Here's Mongol talking to Lex Luthor. It's Mike McKone on art here. I'm trying to find, I did find that page earlier. So, Superman and Lois are married. Still got a secret identity. Stuff like that. Kano helping out on some art here. That's Herman Garcia, but maybe Kano's in the second volume. Doug Mahnke doing some stuff. It's a pretty thick book. It doesn't have glossy paper. It's kind of this flat matte paper, but it's pretty thick. Like, it's not as thin as one might think it is, but it's fine. I don't mind it. Certainly. Here's a Wonder Woman story. The cool part is about both of these books. Here's the first issue. This must be the first appearance of Imperiex. This is a Ian Churchill cover. Who's doing the insides here? Looks like Mike McKone. Yep, Mike McKone. See, it says Mike McKone guest penciler on a lot of these issues, but so far I haven't seen any Ed McGuinness stuff. I know he's in here. Don't make me a liar, guys. So maybe this is before Ed McGuinness pops up. There's a Brian Hitch cover with Cyborg, Doug Monkey interiors. That's interesting. Who's that? Butch Geist. There you go. That's why I look familiar. Reading Captain America. Stuck out like a sore thumb. Not more realistic than these other like really cartoony artists. But it's really a well put together book. I'm excited to read this. Here's Brainiac. Brainiac storyline. Oh man. This is how you can tell it's from the early 2000s. Look, they created a CG version of Brainiac. And this was probably the best CG render they could get at the time. Remember, this is probably like the Y2K special. Here he is. The very last issue, almost. Where Ed McGuinness finally pops up, but you put his cover as the cover of the entire collection. I mean, it's a beautiful cover, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But damn, like, you really buried the lead here. If somebody buys this just for Ed McGuinness art, I don't blame them. It's fantastic. Man, you really buried the lead here. But man, what an easy job if Ed didn't actually draw this. Although it does look kind of in his style, you know? It's got the same muscular proportions and stuff that Superman has. And Superman's definitely got some big old muscles. So Ed McGuinness, if you don't know, is an artist, and he got his start from a Wizard magazine like drawing competition. They saw him in there's Superman Blue. Anyway, he submitted a drawing to Wizard magazine to compete in this competition, and from there got plucked and then went to work for Marvel doing some Deadpool issues for a couple of years, and then I think he came over to DC after that, did some Superman. He did Superman Batman with Jeff Loeb after this. And then after that, he's been over at Marvel. I think he's been there ever since. And he might be just doing some covers or something now. But yeah. So this is the end of this issue. It ends with this Brainiac storyline. And Lex Luthor. CG Brainiac over here in the cover. So yeah, that's it. Really well put together book. I think it looks really, really cool, really, really nice. But yeah, if you're buying this just for Ed McGuinness art, you're going to have to read a whole lot to get there. But that's not to say it's bad, because I think he replaces Mike McKone, if I remember what I was looking through in Volume 2. Mike McKone's not a bad penciler either. So I think Mike McKone goes from here, and he starts Teen Titans with Jeff Johns, and that's when that run starts, if I had to guess. Maybe a little bit after. Here's more Brainiac. So yeah, I'm interested to read these, you know, this collection of stories. That's a whole lot of book. I mean, 4 issues times 4 titles, so you got like 16 issues or more, so it's probably like 20 issues thick, if I had to guess. 16 to 20. Not bad. So this retails for $40. So there you go. So let me know down below what you guys thought of this trade, if you're going to pick it up or not, if I convinced you to. Don't get me wrong, Ed McGuinness is a fantastic artist, but don't come for Ed McGuinness. Come for Mike McKone. Come for the good Jeff Loeb stories. Come for the early Doug Monkey art. You know, really, I really do like this style of Doug Monkey. This style right here, where he's not as scratchy. He's a little more like simpler. Like if you look at his stuff now, he was doing some Detective Comics work with Peter Tomasi, and he did those amazing death metal variant covers. He's like super detailed, super scratchy right now. But this early stuff where I don't know if he inks himself now or whatever, but this earlier stuff, he does this, and he goes on to JLA to do the Obsidian Age storyline. I really like this style. Simple, clean, you know, easy to read, not overly detailed. I think it's really, really strong. So I would definitely come for the Doug Monkey and Mike McKone art. And don't let the one issue of Ed McGuinness fool you. Come for the good guys. That's why his name's up front. They sold it with Ed McGuinness, but Doug Monkey got top billing over here. So there you go. Anyway, guys, let me know down below what you think of this book, and we'll see you guys next time in the Funny Pages.